One. Okay, we're going to break up the lesson into two today. Take you out to the courts again. You stop. There was a lot of people away on Wednesday, so let me show you how you're going to catch that up. You go onto day map. You go onto the Wednesday's lesson on day map, and then you'll see the lesson video I retaught, foil expansion. So a lot of people here were saying that they've seen that before, but you didn't have it my way. So if you want to catch that up, you kind of need to because it's going to be tested. Watch that video on Wednesday. Also a reminder, even though everyone passed term one, because the report only included the first test, I asked for interviews for anyone who submitted nothing or garbage for their statistics DI. So you would have seen that in your report. You don't have anything to worry. You came in clutch on the Friday. We're all good. It was just other people in the class that just think that handing up nothing is fair. Let's go. Expansion shortcuts. So, if all you can do is do FOIL, you'll still pass, okay? But what I'm showing today is some shortcuts. There's certain shortcuts you can use in certain situations instead of using FOIL, which can take a while. So the first one is called this, difference of two squares expansion. And when do you use it? If your two sets of brackets contain the same two variables, and the other condition is there's a subtraction between the variables. So can you get down the conditions, please, of when you use difference of two squares expansion? And then I'll show you how it works. Yeah. I've only got pen, is that right? Oh, I don't have one on me. Just use this for now. So get the conditions, please, of where you can use difference of two squares. I'll sit down. So if your two sets of brackets have the same two variables, but in one of the brackets you've got subtraction, and the other brackets you've got addition, then you can use this shortcut. Don't talk, it's recording. And that shouldn't say apple, it should say apply. My bad, apply. So one more time. I like to repeat myself. That's how you learn stuff, is you do it over and over until you get good at it. So when do I use difference of two squares expansion? If I have two sets of brackets, if those brackets contain the same two variables, but in one of the brackets you have subtraction, in the other set of brackets you have addition, that is when you're going to use this shortcut. So this is what the shortcut looks like in this box. Are there two sets of brackets here? Am I circling two sets of brackets here? Do they both contain A and B? What's the only difference between the first set of brackets and the second set? One is plus. What's the other one? One is minus. As soon as you see a situation like this, your shortcut, you just square A, and then you put a take, and you just square B. Shortcut done. You don't need to do FOIL, okay? Can you get the shortcut down, please, in that box? And then I'll show you how to do it. And then you can work for 40 minutes. Practicing it. We'll go outside. It's not raining. And I'll teach the second lesson today. So get the shortcut, how the actual shortcut looks. And then I'll do these two examples, and then I'd like you to practice. All right, let's do the first example here. Example A, are there two sets of brackets? What variables are in both of them? X and?
4.
So do they have the same variables in both? What's the only difference between these two sets of brackets? One's plus and one's minus. So immediately as soon as I see that, that looks like this in the circle. So I just apply the shortcut. So what is A in this set of brackets? A is X. What is B in that set of brackets? B is 4. So the shortcut is A squared, so it's X squared minus, it's minus up there, X squared minus, what was B in the brackets? 4? 4 squared. You get marks for that, but you're not done yet because there's nothing stopping you working out what 4 squared is. You've got a calculator. 4 times 4 is what? 16. So your final answer should be X squared, take 16. That is how the shortcut works, okay? Can you get that example down, please? And we do a slightly harder example next, and then you'll practice for 40 minutes. Example B, do I have two sets of brackets in example B? Yes or no? What is in the sets of brackets? It's 3x and minus 2. What's the other one? 3x and plus 2. So do we have the same variables? What's the only difference? The plus and the minus. So I can do my shortcut again. My A this time is 3x. That's why it's harder. There's more to it. And my B is 2. So you need to put that 3x in brackets. You're going to go 3x and you're squaring it, applying the shortcut. What does the shortcut say? Minus in between. And B was 2, so 2 squared. 2 squared you'd be able to find. 2 squared is 4. But you guys need to call back to your first test. If I've got 3x and I'm timesing it by itself.
The thing spreads inside the bracket.
Yes, exactly. Good. 3x. Yeah, that's a sick callback. No one's ever said that before. That's awesome. That 2 is going to spread to the 3. So what's 3 squared going to be? 9. And what's the x squared going to be? X squared is just going to be x squared. 9x squared. So that's applying the shortcut on something slightly more complicated. 3x take 2. Okay? Can you get that second example down, please? I'm going to zoom out so you can see the exercises that you need to do. So for 40 minutes, before I take you out, so at 10:2, can I please ask you to do difference between two squares? I think that's like 7 answers. Surely in 40 minutes, you could try to at least do 7 answers to practice, okay? I'll stop.